Once, a man approached Gautama Buddha, seeking advice on controlling his emotions. He struggled with anger and frustration, and was looking for guidance on managing these emotions better. Buddha smiled and asked the man to sit down, saying, "Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a king who ruled over a prosperous country. One day, he decided to visit a neighboring kingdom known for its wise ruler. Upon arrival, he was welcomed with great honor, and the king of the neighboring kingdom prepared a grand feast in his honor. During the feast, the visiting king noticed a fly in his soup. Disgusted, he ordered his servant to bring him a new bowl of soup. Observing this, the host king said, "Your Majesty, please don't be upset. It's just a small fly, it doesn't matter." The visiting king replied, "I cannot tolerate such things. Even a small fly can ruin my mood." The host king smiled and offered a piece of wisdom. "It is not the fly that ruined your mood but your reaction to it. You have the power to control your emotions, don't let them control you." The visiting king reflected on these words, realizing their wisdom. From that day forward, he practiced not reacting impulsively to situations that would normally trigger his emotions. Over time, he maintained his composure in challenging situations and made better decisions. The lesson here is powerful. It's not external events that cause our suffering, but our reactions to them. We often react without thinking, which leads to negative consequences. Anger and frustration can damage relationships and cloud our judgment. However, controlling our reactions doesn't mean suppressing our emotions. Instead, we should take the time to process them and respond thoughtfully. In another part of the world lived a young man named Michael. He was very emotional and often reacted impulsively to upsetting situations. His outbursts would lead to arguments and hurt feelings. One day, Michael decided he needed to change. He realized his impulsive reactions were doing more harm than good. He began practicing mindfulness and meditation, which helped him become more aware of his thoughts and emotions. He also learned the art of not reacting. When something upset him, he would take a step back, breathe deeply, and assess the situation calmly before responding. At first, it was difficult for Michael to control his emotions, but with practice, it became easier. He found that his relationships improved because he was no longer reacting in anger. He communicated more thoughtfully and built stronger connections with others. One day, a friend came to Michael seeking advice. The friend was upset and going through a difficult time. Michael listened patiently, offering comfort and support. The friend said, "You always know what to say. You never get angry or upset." Michael smiled and responded, "It's not that I never feel angry or upset. I've just learned to control my emotions and not let them control me. It's a powerful skill that has improved my relationships and my well-being." Over time, people admired Michael for his calm demeanor. He was able to handle difficult situations with ease, and his strength and resilience became well known. He continued to practice mindfulness and the art of not reacting, finding that it brought him peace and happiness. The story of the king and Michael teaches us that while we may not control what happens to us, we can control how we react. By practicing mindfulness and learning not to react impulsively, we can control our emotions, improve our relationships, and live more fulfilling lives. The moral of these stories is clear: we have the power to control our emotions. By responding with reason instead of reacting emotionally, we can transform our lives for the better. Here are some words of wisdom to reflect on. Anger will never disappear as long as resentment is cherished in the mind. It will disappear as soon as resentment is forgotten. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Do not be led by your reactions. Be led by your actions. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Ultimately, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from our own actions and how we choose to react to the world around us.